Yo, what's up guys, Tins here, back with another video. So, I don't know how long is this video gonna be, but hopefully it's not too big. But let's begin. So, before we do anything here, just make sure you have a restore point, like create one, and then proceed with the steps. So, let's assume that you've done that. First folder, it's Nvidia. So, we have the same stuff from previous videos, but in case you're new here, you wanna deboard your driver. So you wanna go to my Discord group, or you can just, I guess, Google display driver installer and then see how it works. So before I mention anything else, this is mainly for Nvidia. You can clean your driver even if you're on integrated and AMD, but the the folder itself, like the first step, is mainly for Nvidia GPUs. So yeah, keep that in mind. So once you remove the driver by following this video, you're gonna go back to Nvidia driver channel, and you're gonna have your Nvidia clean install. So you wanna open that. Then on the first page, it's gonna ask you if you want to install the latest one or manually select one. So under these pictures, I have 3 drivers. So the newest one, of course, and then 2 optional ones. So 52225 and 53758 are really good for Fortnite and Valorant in terms of latency and somewhat average FPS. If you mainly play Fortnite and Valorant, then 52225, I guess it's a little bit better in latency wise. But if you want to play Fortnite, Valorant, and maybe let's say Apex Legends or the finals, I'll probably say 53758 beats 52225. Since it has a little bit more support, since it's a little bit newer version of the driver. But if you play Warzone and in general other games as well, you don't really prioritize Fortnite and Valorant, then the newest one will be the best for you, since it will have the best support in terms of average FPS. Latency, it will be a little bit worse, since the newer drivers tend to have like high DPC latency. But if you have a decent system, it's manageable. It's like not that big of a deal. You can also optimize your PC further and like lower that amount. But yeah, if you mainly play Fortnite and Valorant, then try these 2 drivers. As I said, if you play Fortnite and Valorant and maybe a few other games, then 537. And if you want the best compatibility with everything, then newest one. And if you're on a newer GPU, like 30 series or 40 series, then the newest one will be, of course, better for you. But again, 537 works even on older GPUs. I personally have a 40 series, 4070 Ti, and I use 53758, and I have no issues in any games. But if I were to play Warzone, then I'll probably install the newest one, since the other ones have a little bit of glitches. But yeah, anyways, you have pictures here. You can follow the pictures. There's a red dot on every step you want to follow. So once you select the driver on the first page, then just follow everything here, and then you install the driver. Then you want to run USC disable and automatic driver installation. Then if you install a newer driver, they're usually DHS drivers. They might not have a working, when they click the Nvidia panel, it might not open, since you deboarded the driver, and you can just use this and run the Nvidia panel without problems. Then you can either pin this to start or like taskbar and whatever, so it's easier for you to open. You can also put it as an icon on your desktop if you want that. Then for extras, you have 3 bat files. So for speed state, delete Nvidia telemetry, and disable HDCP. And then loggings. So I'm not gonna run these 3 options since I already have them disabled, but since I'm recording right now with my Nvidia encoder, it might get my recording corrupted, and I don't wanna keep like recording this video over and over, so I'm just gonna do loggings since it's safe. But yeah, you do all this 4, and if you want to revert anything, it's already in the folder. Then for PO state, all you want to do is just follow the rec path and then disable, delete the key. So pretty much if you open this, it's gonna give you the path. So the path is right here, HCL system enum. Actually no, my bad, it's over here. So HTML system current control set, control quas, and then your GPU. And then you simply delete that and you're good to go. Then over here, as simple, just hold updated nip and then just drag inside profile inspector, and then you have profile inspector completed. So this will pretty much apply every Nvidia settings for you. So they're the optimal ones. Everything is pre-done. You don't have to touch anything in Nvidia control panel. How you want to do in Nvidia panel is set your refresh rate if you have a higher than 60 hertz. And then you have a txt file. Over here, everything is optional under here. And this over here is stuff that I explain. They're already set, as I said in the NIP file. But if you want to further optimize them, you can obviously read over here, and I've included what each setting does. So mainly, if you're on the lower end, you care about maximum pre-render frames. So right now it's on 1, which is the best. If you have mid to low end, then you can try 2 or 3. Anything over that will reduce your, will increase your latency, but increase your FPS as well. So I personally recommend 1 if you're on low end, 2 or 3. And then over here, these are optional. Also keep in mind to apply this only on game-specific profiles, unless the game does not have a profile. What I mean by that is when you open the profile inspector, type over here, for example, Fortnite. As you can see, it pops out. Click on Fortnite. Then you click this thingy, and then you're gonna see the hidden settings. Then you can apply these 4 options. So these 4 options mainly prioritize latency. It might boost your FPS by like 2 or 3 FPS. I personally do not use them since I don't have any issues with that. But you can try them out, and of course if you don't like them, you can just always click this and restore back your default settings. So as I said, if it has the profile for the game that you want to play, then apply to a profile. If it does not, then for example, let's say I'm playing Fortnite essay or something like that, and it does not have a profile. As you can see, it does not pop anything when I tap that, but if I tap the game, it has it over here. So let's say it does not support it, just go on your global profile, click here, and then apply these 4 values over here. So for this thingy, some games might not like it if you apply to global profile, but you can always revert it, as I said. But that's mainly if you want to apply this to a game that does not have a profile. If they have a profile, then you're good to go. You can always revert just the profile. Then from there, we go back, we go to Fortnite. You go to your Windows plus R, then you have the path, app data, local, Fortnite game, saved, config, Windows client. I can close that back. I'm gonna just back up my profile since I have it edited further. Then you just wanna copy this one in the folder, then paste it, then click edit. I already optimized this for you guys, so you don't have to do anything. So reflex is disabled, since we have reflex on in Nvidia panel, and you don't want to have 2 reflexes enabled. And we're using performance mode as well, so no point to use this option if you're on performance. So temporal resolution is set on custom, DLSS quality, ray tracing, and all this bullshit is on zeros, so it's disabled. Display gamma is on 2.2, which is like the recommended value. Anything higher will result in losing of frames, like 2 or 3 FPS. So I personally recommend 2.2, which is the default, or 2.1 if you want like a little less bright game. Then we have, where is it? Below video playback on files. This means that there won't be any intros. So as you know, if you open Fortnite, there's a little intro that you have to wait 3 seconds before you can skip it, which is annoying as fuck. Then this disables it fully. You can keep it, if you want it back, you can just set it to true. And then of course your resolutions, which are unchanged since I play on Full HD. If you play on stretch, just change your resolutions. And then the most important is frame rate limit. So I personally play on 0 since it has the lowest latency. If you're on low to mid end, I'll personally recommend setting a cap, unless you can get like stable FPS on a high end. So for example, I'm on a high end and I can get on average like 700 to 800 FPS in any game mode. So I use 0, which is the unlimited cap, since I get 1 ms and sometimes like 0.7 to 0.8 ms. If you were to cap it to 360 FPS, that will result in, I think, 2.7 or 2.6 ms, and then 240 FPS, it's about 4.6, 4.7 ms, and then anything lower than that is like even higher than that. But if you have, let's say, 165 Hz, but your game does not hold 165 FPS, just cap it like something lower than that. For example, 144 if you can hold it stable all the time, or 120, doesn't really matter. You can keep your refresh rate high, or whatever your monitor supports in refresh rate. But let's say you have 165 hertz and you can stay stable 165, then just keep it 165. If you have decent PC and you have 165 hertz, but you can hold, let's say, 240 stable, then do 240 and just keep your refresh rate on 165. This will even give you less latency since, as I said, 240 has like about 4 ms, and then 120 or like 144 or 165 will have like way over that. So like 5, 6 ms, 7 ms, something like that. So I'll keep mine on 0. And then on the bottom, you're gonna have this section. So resolution quality, I keep it on 80. I've mentioned in the previous videos that lowering this will just give you a little bit better FPS. Latency will be pretty much the same. FPS will be, as I said, 1 or 2 FPS difference. But it's similar to pictures. So for example, if you have this notepad as a picture, its current size, let's say it's full HD. But if you minimize it a little bit, it becomes lower quality. So technically you're gaining performance. It might be not noticeable that much, but you are gaining a performance increase. So if you're on full HD, you can go as low as 75 and it will still look pretty HD. Like there's not gonna be any quality issues. But if you're playing on stretch, you have to do another value. I've mentioned in my previous settings video all the values, so you can watch that if you wanna like exact value that's good for your resolutions. And then I have view distance on medium, not far or max, since I prefer when I'm gliding down to like a specific location, I wanna see the weapons from farther distance so I can mark them or know what I'm dropping on. So I keep it on medium. Of course, if you have issues with medium, like let's say your CPU is very bad, then again, you can keep everything on 0 and that's fully low. But personally, I keep it on medium, so 1. Then once you're done, save, and then properties, and then read only, apply, okay. Then you can close out of that. Then we have alternative launcher. So as you know, you need to use Epic Launcher to launch Fortnite. However, there is an alternative, which is called Rare. Let me just copy this. So you wanna go here, then go on releases, click on garlic wrap, then run this MSI one. So you click on the MSI one and it's downloading it, then you're gonna have this application. So this pretty much it's gonna ask for your token. So that means you have to be logged in Epic Games website, and then it's gonna open a page. You just copy your token and give it to this application. Now, if you're not trusting this application with your main account, you can make a new one and just test out if this launcher actually gave you less ping and more FPS than Epic Launcher, which I can guarantee it's gonna do a difference. It might not be like super crazy amount, but you definitely feel a difference between this and the normal Epic Launcher. So I'm using this for about a week now on my main account, and I had not have any issues. Like my account is fine, it's not hacked or anything like that. So you're good. But again, as I said, if you don't trust my words, you can like test it on a new account and just see if you like it or not. But yeah, install your Fortnite. Then once you install it, the most important thing is go to modify. And similar to Epic Launcher, you wanna disable cosmetic streaming. This will prevent you from downloading every single match you go all the skins and the cosmetics. And this will just pre-load them. So whenever you go in a match, like the pre-lobby or anything, everything is already rendered. They're not gonna be default skins, and then eventually they're gonna become the normal skins they're using. So this will fix out the stuttering and stuff like that. And also another thing, since I mentioned in the start of the video that you can reinstall your driver with the DDU and install the modded ones. Whenever you launch the game for the first time with pre-installed drivers, it's gonna have to regenerate the shader cache. So that means the first maybe 30 to 40 minutes of gameplay, you're gonna have maybe stutterings with the new drivers. So just play like, let's say an hour, or just get a car and drive around the map just to be like a little bit faster to load in. Then once that's done, it's gonna be like back to default, like whatever FPS you were normally getting. It's just gonna be a little stuttery at the start, which is normal since Fortnite is developed to like regenerate the shader cache every time you play. So technically, if you open Fortnite right now, it's still gonna generate a cache, but it's gonna be a little bit faster since your driver already has the old cache. But if you're pre-installing the driver, it has to regenerate 2 times. So yeah, that's pretty much something you wanna know. So disable cosmetic streaming, as I said, then verify, then install. It's gonna redownload some other stuff as well, then it's gonna be done. Then you wanna go on settings, and similar to Epic Launcher, we have launch parameters, which this is the ones that I use right now. One play, no splash, and use our available course. So one play apparently lowers your ping, like gives you better connection, which again is placebo. I have not noticed anything, but I just use it for the sake. No splash works. This will reduce the loading times when you start Fortnite. And use our available course. It's pretty much self-explanatory. It just uses out the course of your CPU, which again might be a placebo since I don't see any difference between it enabled or disabled. Anyways, so you have the launch options, which are the new ones. It's similar to this one. We have the one play, the no splash. Then we have Malloc system, use of available course, and no man, sky, and mata lightning 0. So from here, the only thing that I will recommend trying out, it's high. So this will put Fortnite priority to high. If you're on a low or mid-end system, this might put more stress to your CPU and give you less FPS. So try first with it, like the full command line enabled. Try maybe like 2 or 3 games. And if you have like some drops, just remove the high, for example, like this, space, and then just try without high and see what works better for you. If high works better for you, then you might experience a little bit better delay since it's putting priority high. But again, try both, and then whatever works for you, it's good to go. I'm not gonna use this since I don't have any difference between this or like this. Like, even if I don't use the launch parameters, there's no difference for me on this PC. On my low end, there's a little bit difference, like 3 frames maybe. So yeah, but for this PC, there's no difference, so I keep the default ones. Then once you're done with that, you're pretty much able to close this and continue with the pack. Let's go back. Then we have network and DNS. So before we do anything, we're just gonna open this web page, which is Bufferbloat. So this is gonna measure your latency. So your unloaded MS, your download, and your upload. So this pretty much matters since this is your internet like latency in games. So if you have a high MS here, that means you most likely have spikes in game or you have latency issues. And to fix this, I'm gonna show you after that. But yeah, let's just wait it out. It's gonna measure everything for you. So in my case, I usually have 5 or 3 ms on unloaded, and then the rest are either zeros or ones. But I do have a lot of devices connected to my internet, like my TV, my laptop, my other PC, my phone, like a lot of devices, and I have not set a prioritization for my main PC. So every device is pretty much using the same speed, so it's a little bit high. But again, it's in the norms for me right now. So let's just wait this out, should be almost done. And you can also see your jitter. So my jitter is about 1 ms, 1.3 ms, which is somewhat okay. You technically want it on zeros, but I mean 1 ms is pretty good. So we got the best result, which is A+. And as you can see, upload is 3 ms and 1 ms on the node, and unloaded is 5. So if you have higher values here, that means you have Bufferbloat. And if you don't have A+, that means also that your connection is either bad or like lower speeds, and you have, again, Bufferbloat. So one option to fix this is either upgrade your router. They're recommending you 4 routers. I don't know how good they are or if they're gonna actually make a difference to you. Netgear one is pretty decent since you can edit the settings, the modem settings, and prioritize some packets. But I would not really give you any tips on this. You can also invest in a network card, external one, which will definitely help. I'm using one. But yeah, let me show you how to fix these 2 things. So in the folder you have DNS and autotuning. So for DNS you have Google DNS, OpenDNS, and then you have Google DNS. So you wanna go on your network settings, advanced, more network. For Windows 10 it's gonna be easier, so just go to this menu, then double click this, properties. Then over here you're gonna have a lot of connections probably ticked. You just wanna untick everything and just keep version 4 and QoS packet scheduler. For some people, they might be using version 6 for internet. So in that case, you can uncheck version 4. But if you don't have any problems with, like, your internet is not disabled after you check only QoS and version 4, then you're good to go. Just unchecking version 6 actually can drop your ping by like 10 or 15 for some people. Now, QoS packets, if you don't know how to prioritize the packets to a specific game, I've already had a tutorial in my other videos. Then you can uncheck that as well if you don't use it, and just keep version 4 and everything else unchecked. Personally, I use QoS, so I'll keep this bot enabled. Then click OK, then properties, then double click your Internet Protocol version 4 or 6. Then go to use the following DNS server. Then just copy whatever DNS you want. In my case, I'll just do the Google one since it's the easiest one. I personally don't have any difference between them between these two DNS or without DNS. It's like the same for me, so it's whatever for me. But for some people out there, might help. Then once you do that, just make sure it's okay. Okay, then go back property. Then again protocol 4. Then go on advanced. Then go on wins, and then make sure enable ML host lookup is disabled, which is unchecked. And then NetBIOS settings, make sure disable NetBIOS over TCP and IP is checked. Then okay, close. Then exit, and then you can close that as well. Then, if you want to retest again, just test in case to see if this DNS is better for you. And then I'm gonna open this for afterwards. So I'm just gonna wait until this value for a little bit, and I'm not gonna wait the whole process again because it's taking like 2 or 3 minutes. So it's farming. There we go. It remains 1, so it's fine. Alright. So now, if the values, like the other numbers after the first one, are higher, like these two here, downward and upward, then you most likely have Bufferbloat. So to try and fix this, you can disable that. The auto tuning on disable. So you copy that, then CMD, and you paste that, then click enter, and then rerun the test, and your Bufferbloat or like your MS over here on these two values should be significantly lower. So therefore, your Bufferbloat is gonna be kind of fixed. But do keep in mind your network speed is gonna be lowered. So for example, if you're getting 900 and you have Bufferbloat here, if you disable it, your speed might go to half, but your Bufferbloat will be minimized. And then if you want to revert, just go on with the normal global tuning, which will restore your speeds and Bufferbloat back. And again, make sure you have restore point so you don't complain if this does anything to your network and your ping gets worse. Just so. And you can also go your network, advanced, and do a network reset, which will reset everything here. So yeah. Let's continue with the other steps. So device cleanup, just run that as admin or just open, then select all and then remove. I recommend you cleaning this like whenever you boot up your PC or like once a week just to like maintain clean state. Then regedit, you open that, then close this folder, then Windows plus R, rec, edit. Then go on the first one, just copy the path. Then over here, you wanna find enabled and make sure it's from 1 to 0. In case you don't have any of these path files over here, you're fine. Just skip that step and just continue with the other ones if you have them. Then you have the priority control. Over here, you have Windows 32 priority. So I've included 4 values, which I tested and are pretty good. I still recommend 26, which is the balance point. 14 and 26 are the FPS, 18 and 28 are latency prioritized. So what you want to do is click here, then it's a hex value. So let's say I want 26. You type 26, then you can test in game. I recommend you opening a game that you're playing, then change this value and continue playing. You can change this value without restart. So whatever feels the best for you and gives you the most FPS, use that. Again, don't do benchmark on only one game, since it can run maybe one match fine and then the other one is gonna have issues. So do like at least 2 or 3 games just to make sure everything is stable fully. And don't stay on one place, just like export the map or whatever game you're playing, just move around just to be able to render stuff and see if it's like doing fine. And also changing this value might make your mouse feel better or slower. So you want to find a value that makes your mouse feel smooth but also gives you better FPS or latency. So I recommend for Fortnite 26, 14, and 28. If you play other games as well, other than Fortnite only, then I recommend 26 and 18. 28, it's also decent if you play other games, but if you play stuff like Warzone, Cyberpunk, and stuff like that, then I'll probably recommend 26 or 18, since are a little bit more balanced. But yeah, just choose whatever value you want. Personally, I'm trying 18 for about 4 days now, and I quite like it. But again, just because for me it's better does not mean it's gonna be the same for you. So just try out. There's other values as well, but I just left the 4 ones that I've benchmarked and I find to be like decent overall. Which again, I'm saying 26 give the best result. It was number 1 in all the benchmarks I did, and then followed by 14, 18, and 28. So do your own research, your own tests, and whatever value is best for you, just change that. Then we're gonna proceed. Then over here, again, you have system responsive and network throttling. So usually people will recommend you to put 8Fs and system responsiveness on 0. Again, that's a decent setup, like decent starting point. You can either do that or you can try A and 0. So same as mine, A and 0. Now for this, you want to restart your PC just to make sure everything is applied. Then again, test your games. Personally, this to affect how your game feels and your mouse, technically. For me, there's no difference between using 8Fs and 0s on this PC. On my lower end, I definitely see a difference, and 8Fs and 0 works really bad for me. Like whenever I'm trying to do like double or triple edits in Fortnite, I keep messing them up. So I use A and 0 as well there, which is really good value. But again, you can try either A over here, A over here. You can try 8Fs, and then you can try again 0 like here, or you can try 8Fs and A. You can like combine it pretty much and just test whatever's best for you. Personally, I use A and 0 on this PC. If I were to switch to my other Windows, which is the other Windows 11, which I use for work, I don't play games there. There I use only 8Fs and 0. But again, I don't play games there. So let's continue with that. We go to games. Over here, you want your GPU priority on 8, your priority on 6, schedule, and SFI on high. Now, some tweakers might tell you or recommend you to put this to 12 and then priority to 2 and then high, and there should be another string somewhere here for latency. I personally don't recommend messing with that. Just use 8, 6, high, and just leave it like that. Then you want to follow this path. This is for your adapter. Then under interface, you might have a bunch of folders depending if you have your Wi-Fi and stuff like that enabled. I have everything disabled and I just have my adapter enabled. But yeah, select your adapter. Make sure it's the correct one. If you apply DNS server, you're gonna see it over here. That means you're on the correct one. Then once you're over here, just simply create these 3 rec keys. So let's say I want to do this one. I already have them, but I'm gonna delete this one just in case. Just go on the empty space, new, then go on Dwart 32-bit value, then paste the name, then follow the value, which is 1. As you can see, 1, 1, 0. And you're pretty much done with that once you do the 3 values over here. Then exit. You can now restart your PC if you want, or you can continue with the last parts, which are like the easy ones. So just sound quality, just double click your headset enchantments, disable all enchantments. If you're using loudness equalization for Call of Duty or Fortnite just to get like better steps, I guess do that, but keep in mind that this also decreases your performance. Then advanced, you most likely gonna have 48,000 or higher. I personally use my mixer on my microphone built-in. That's why it does not go higher. If I were to plug my headset on my PC directly, it's gonna go up to like I think 196,000. But again, this will just make your audio better, but you're sacrificing latency and in sometimes FPS. So I personally recommend 44,100 on every device you have. Unless you want the device to sound better, then I guess you can do higher value. But again, 44,100 is the best. Now you're gonna have 16-bit, sometimes it might be 24-bit. Just try both. I personally just put it. Fine, okay. You can see my screen, and I'm gonna open a creative game, then a normal game, just so you can see that this launcher does not have any issues. You're not gonna get banned for cheating. It's allowed by Epic Games. There's a bunch of launchers out there. It's not just this one. I'm just gonna show you there's no issues. I'm using it on my main account as well. As you can see, it's my main account. Also, I have a channel in my Discord group for skins that I recommend, that I've tested and benchmarked, that have less latency than some other skins, since they don't have animations and stuff like that. So if you want to check that out, just join my Discord group as well. And as you can see, the game is running fine, there's no issues. So let's back out. And I'm gonna show you a real game. I'm gonna go on Team Rumble most likely, since it's the fastest one to find a match. Yep, Team Rumble. Okay, so let's hope it finds a match under 1 minute. Don't wanna make this too big. I said it's gonna be maybe short video, but by the looks of it, it might go back again to like 30 minutes. And I don't really edit my videos, I just keep it raw. So whatever happens in the video happens. So yeah. If it goes too big of a video, then I'm sorry for that, but yeah. I'll try to like keep it short right now. Just go in game and then leave. Alright. I'm just gonna wait until the bus starts and I'll jump from the bus, just so you can see that there is no bullshit like you're kicked for cheating or something like that. As it is fully safe. And again, for my system, it's high-end. It's not really gonna be noticeable difference using this launcher over Epic launcher. But as I said, if you're on a low end or a laptop, you're definitely gonna see a little increase. I've already tested that. But for this PC specifically, there's not really gonna be difference, whatever I use. So I'm just going to drop somewhere here, so I don't have to like wait it out. And as you can see, we're fine, no kicks or anything like that. We're not using anything that's unallowed. Just gonna move the ground and take the match. Pretty much out there for. I hope the game is not too loud. So yeah, as you can see, the game is like fine. There's like no issues or anything like that. So I'm just out F4. And that's pretty much it for the video. Like, there's nothing really else. I mean, there's some stuff that I'll probably do, but in a future video. But yeah, peace.